Hello everyone, welcome to this new video series I'm doing about Nix and the NixOS ecosystem. What is Nix? Nix is a tool that takes a really different and unique approach to package management and system configuration. Nix can be a bit confusing because it's multiple things. It's a programming language, it's a package manager, and it's also an operating system called NixOS. We're not going to talk about the operating system in this video, we'll have another video covering that. So the Nix programming language, it's functional, pure, and lazily evaluated. And these features make it so that it makes it a lot easier to have reproducibility across multiple machines, multiple builds. So it means with the same input, we get the same outputs. Lazily evaluated means it just evaluates the bare minimum it needs to do, so you don't your machine doesn't end up doing extra work to calculate things it doesn't need to for that building that package or working out that system configuration. Then a Nix is also a package manager. Think in terms of like apt or brew or pacman. As a package manager, it's declarative, reproducible, and reliable. So when we do upgrades, they're a lot safer because it's kind of a all or nothing. It doesn't update packages in place. It's reproducible, so if you can kind of take your configuration between multiple machines and they should work almost identically. And declarative because the approach that most people take with Nix is they put it into code, and so we're declaring, and we'll get into exactly what that looks like in just a second.
So, how can we install Nix? Well, the determinate systems team have this really cool installer. You can go to install.determinate.systems and I believe it'll take you to this bash script you can run, and I believe it should work on almost any operating system. Windows, you should be able to run it via WSL. You should run on, as far as I'm aware, most, if not all, Linux distributions. You should be able to run it on macOS. So it doesn't really matter what operating system you have. You can run this installer, and it has a few advantages over the official installer where it has an easy way to uninstall. It tells you everything it's doing. It creates all the relevant groups and everything else. So it's quite nice, and it's a very nice tool, and I've used it myself on one of my Ubuntu laptops, and it worked perfectly fine, and it's still working.
Once we have Nix installed, we can do something like this, nix-shell p neovim. So we're installing neovim in this kind of temporary Nix shell. So we now have access to neovim in the shell, and we can run neovim even if it's not installed on our machine. We can use neovim to create this new shell.nix file. So now we are editing the shell.nix file. We'll pass in this packages argument, which has a bunch of useful information, including this function make shell, which will basically give us a shell with a bunch of packages we tell it we want installed. So we pass it a packages argument, and then we give it a list of packages we want. So we want lolcat, we want Go, we want Golang CI-lint, and we want Docker Compose. If we want to simplify the syntax a little bit, we can use this with syntax. Don't worry if you don't fully follow the Nix syntax. We'll have another video later on breaking that down. But yeah, we're just telling Nix we want these 4 packages installed. So let's take a look at demo. We don't have lolcat available. We load into our Nix shell by using nix-shell, and it will look for that shell.nix file we just created. Then when we look for lolcat again, we specify the version, we can see, finds the version, and we've loaded into the shell. Even our shell is telling us here, oh, you're a Nix shell. You can go to Nix packages, link over here, and you can view and search for Nix packages and search what they're called, and even see like binaries exported by packages are made available when you install some packages. So if you're not sure what's available, you can go and look there. Thank you very much for watching that video. Hopefully you found it useful. I use Nix, by the way.